You should all have received all of your packages of information, including, of course, the minutes from last month's meeting.
I make a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
I'll second it.
Been moved and seconded to approve the minutes. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carried. And I'm getting to my agenda here to make sure there's nothing else goofy on the list other than what I think is there. And my guess is we've got claims to talk about next.
We do.
Okay.
Can we start talking about those?
Please feel free to. Yep.
All right, so we got a few this month. Ascent Aviation Group, the $3,950.22. That is for our annual filter changes on all of our trucks and the fuel farm and the work to get that done. Be Relieved LLC, we had some deep cleaning that needed to be done in the terminal building, and so we had some overtime with them for the last month or so. They've been helping us get some stuff cleaned up from some remodel projects that we've got going on. Core Mechanical Services, that was for some work on our HVAC unit and some duct work that needed to be done in the terminal building. Let's see here. Chuck's Custom Fencing, that was for a car that went through our fence on the east side of the airport. We needed to get that repaired. LumaCurve signs, we had our runway and taxiway directional signs at the airport. We had 3 of those go out within about a week of each other. We're not sure if there was an electrical surge. We've contacted NIPSCO and they are monitoring the voltage into our power vault right now to see if there's an issue on their end. But we did need to get those signs fixed, and so that was what the $1651.95 was for. And I think that's most of the stuff out of the ordinary, unless you guys have a specific question on something.
Any questions from the group?
I move that we accept the claims, especially the $47,768 or $68.72 for Accent Aviation Group.
Second.
Been moved to second and approve the claims and individually the Ascent Aviation Group account. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay. Motion carried. So do we have, we got Nathan. Okay, Robert's on the list, Nathan's on the board.
Yep.
Okay. Hi, Nathan, how you doing?
Hey, good evening, everyone.
What do you have for us tonight?
Let's see here. Let me share my screen with the engineer's update. So we got a few things on the.
Can you zoom in on that a little bit? Pretty please. Thank you, sir.
That work, or we need to go
Bigger.
bigger?
Let me try something on my end too.
There you go.
That'll help.
Yeah, I think everybody can see it everywhere now, so, okay.
All right, so we have the obstruction project, or the AEP power line project. No real updates at this point. We're just continuing to progress. We had our bi-weekly call with AEP earlier today. They placed the order on some long lead materials, which is a good sign. So just continuing to make progress on that project. We do have a pay request in for CHA for our services for board action this month. This is pay request number 8 and partial pay grant request number 6. So we've got the federal, state, and local shares broken down. So it's about $393 for the local share. The rest would be covered by, of the $7,855.68 would be covered by mostly federal and an equivalent state share. So just need board approval for that invoice.
I'll make the motion to approve those invoices.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve AIP 22 partial pay request number 6. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carried.
Okay. All right, next project is the runway 927 safety area, phase 1 program definition. We're continuing to make progress on this. We're about 50% through the report. Our team is working through, we did an internal review, and our team is working through those comments and finalizing the draft for the airport board's review. We're also concurrently working on the forecast. This was an added aspect to the project that we're fast tracking to get to the finish line by the end of May. And so the forecast and the RSA determination, or RSAD, are tracking on the same schedule to be have final drafts complete by the end of the month. A short review period, and then hopefully by mid to late June, we'll be submitting to the FAA for their review as well. So just continuing to move forward on that. And likewise with this project, we do have an invoice to seek approval from the board. This is pay request number 4, and also grant drawdown request number 4. Total is $20,264.20, and then broken down, as you can see, with local share being just over $1,000 for this one. So just need board action on that item.
So moved.
Second. I'm sorry.
I beat you.
Been moved and seconded to approve CHA invoice in the amount of $20,264.20 as AIP 22 partial pay request number 4. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carried. Okay, you're 2 for 2, Nathan. Keep up the good work.
All right, I like my odds. Just a quick update. So last board meeting, the board approved the task order number 5, and along with that, the grant application documents. So those were submitted to the FAA, and so right now we're just pending programming and procurement of the grant at this point. So not too much more on that. No real update on the phase 2 environmental assessment. That one's kind of in a holding pattern, contingent on the RSAD and forecast to be approved. And then we have just a couple of general updates. So Nick and myself was on a very, I'll say, helpful phone call this afternoon with
Probably the most helpful.
with a line of business within the FAA that oversees navigational aids. And the topic of discussion was the runway 27 ILS and what general steps may be needed for the FAA to entertain taking over that system, both in ownership and in maintenance. And so very, very early, very high-level discussions just to see what possibilities may be out there, if any. So more to come on this topic. These were just some introductory discussions, and actually got some positive feedback on and some IOUs from the person from the FAA. So looking forward to furthering that discussion. And then also the last bullet there. So we are working towards the June board meeting to present 2 additional task orders, one related to the corporate taxi lane pavement rehabilitation, and then also taxiway Bravo with the corporate taxi lane being part of the recent funding announcement, and then Taxiway Bravo utilizing the airport's bill allocation funds.
And that's the recent state money?
Correct.
Correct, the corporate taxi lane. Yeah.
Okay. I think I know the answer to this, but is the physical footprint of the ILS modified at all? Or will it have to be modified when the power lines are relocated?
Not necessarily. It'll probably be more, the impacts to the ILS are probably more driven on what comes of the runway itself, as far as where the landing threshold ultimately ends up.
Right, okay, so yeah, physically, if we change something physically, it would be, but it was just because the power lines moved, that might change some of our glide slope and that kind of information. But physically, what's on the ground is where it is.
For now.
Correct, yeah, we
For
don't
now.
believe at this point we'd have to move it for any reason.
Okay.
Once we have 100 East figured out and what will happen with that, that will change where the glide slope, and I can actually, Nathan, I'm just gonna pull that up here.
That's okay, I understand. I mean, I understand up there it will change, but I'm talking about anything as part of the ILS on the ground.
The glide slope will physically have to
Yeah.
move.
The stuff that we have on the ground will
Yeah.
have to move.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
And that's a relocation of road timing as opposed to actual extension of asphalt timing?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, very good, thank you.
and that's it for me. Unless anyone has any questions I can answer.
Any other questions from anybody? Okay, thank you, sir, appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Nick, you're next.
All right. Fuel usage report. As you guys can see, we're still down a little bit this month. One of our jets that we rely on from a charter company here locally has been down for maintenance, and it's been taking a little bit longer than they planned to get that back. So that has hit us a little bit, but we are hopeful that it should be back this month or the beginning of next, and they will start flying again. And hopefully, we'll see those fuel sales pick back up. And also, it was a pretty slow month last month with the weather the way it was. Not many people were out flying. So unless there's any specific questions on the fuel usage or the income statement, I do have one other thing to bring before the board here this evening.
Okay. Any other questions about those reports from anybody? Pretty tame stuff this month, so, okay. What do you got for us, Nick?
Well, I asked Ray Scott, our line supervisor, to be here tonight. He helped organize it's his brainchild. I just helped, he brought it to me and I said, I love the idea. And we did our SOAR event last year where we partnered with Cardinal Center and a lot of the City of Warsaw departments to do a Touch a Truck and a Touch an Airplane event out at the airport. And we had 120, 130-ish Cardinal Services clients and representatives from Cardinal Services corporate come out, and we had a really fun time. They loved it. They wanted to expand it a little bit. So they are inviting some more people from within their group, and we are just coming to the board. We have it scheduled for June 8th as of right now, so 4 weeks from today, and just need your authorization to do this. We are going to open it up to the public this year. That way, if family members of the Cardinal Service clients would like to join them, or if students who are out of school want to come out and see some of the equipment that the city uses or some airplanes up close. We are not going to do airplane rides or anything like that this year yet. We're hoping to grow into that in a couple years, but there were some concerns about liability and taking a little bit too big of a step up front. But it should be a really fun event where all of us city departments really come together and just we had a lot of fun. I mean, last year one of the people from Cardinal Center brought out a football and we were playing catch out on the ramp with some firefighters and police officers. So it was a fun way for the community to engage with some public servants as well and see kind of what we do behind the scenes on a day-to-day basis.
Mayor, sound like a good idea to you?
I was out and had a great time. It was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed it, and I guess we're going to do the second one coming
Yep.
up soon.
Yep.
Very good.
If you need a motion to approve, I so move.
Okay.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, saying nay. Motion carried.
That's all I have for the good of the order.
That's it. Any other business to come before the board tonight? If not, we'll keep this as one of our shorter meetings in recent memory.
Perfect.
And meeting adjourned. We will be back on for June 12th
I believe that is correct, Jay.
or 13th.
13th.
Yeah.
So,
And I will be
June
here.
8th.
Okay, thank you.
thanks, everybody.
Okay.
Thanks, Nathan.
Of course, I'm.
You bet. Have a good night, everyone.
You too, buddy.
I
Bye-bye.
have an event, I'm gonna be gone. What is it?
I was just gonna tell you, we've got,
June the 8th.
we've got a
God,
pamphlet for you, so that you
actually.
can have that info.
Is that what that was?